In this video interview, I get a chance to talk to a person who's used Steemit for a long time. He knows how you can get more upvotes, more resteams, and really enjoy the experience more. His name is Kevin Wong. Steemit is an incredible platform to use. It's a way for you to create content and then get paid. Far better than what we see with many other social media tools that are out there. And today, we are with a series of top 3 tips that you can use from incredibly brilliant and wonderfully nice people. And we're welcoming Kevin Wong, who is joining us from his offices over in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Kevin, thanks for being with us today.
Hi, good morning, Terry. Sorry about not having a video to chat with you over here because my laptop's busted and yeah, it's bad timing. But I'm happy to be here with you.
Well, we're glad to have you, and so we'll bring up the picture there. This is what we fix it in post, and bring it up the picture, and there it is, so we can see what you look like and all that. But we are glad that you can join us today because I've asked you for, and you've put together some really salient points, 3 tips that are helping you. First of all, I want to tell the people why we're working with Kevin. Kevin, I met over in Greece recently. We were there for a business meeting together, and we got a chance to know each other. I was very impressed with his knowledge of Steemit, what he's doing with it right now. And Kevin, I understand you've been with Steemit since June of 2016. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. I joined back when I wanted to start writing just for the fun of it, and I wanted to join Medium.com. Have you heard of Medium?
Oh yeah, it's a great place for writing and a lot of good content there.
Yeah, but the local authorities over here they banned that website over.
Oh, they did.
Over some political reason, and I think I somehow saw Steemit. There's a banner ad for Steemit, and I clicked on it, and I just started writing, and I got my first $200, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Even that American US dollars works pretty well over in Malaysia. Is that right?
Yeah, it's about 4 times here.
Oh, really? So what is the value of the ringgit to the US dollar now?
$1 for 4 ringgit.
Oh, $1 for 4 ringgits. Well, that's good. And that money spends real well over there too, huh?
Yeah, really well.
Good. That's nice. So you've been working with it. You've done a lot. Well, then people that are watching this are interested in learning how to do it. You've got some information you want to share with us. So why don't we have you do the clicking there and share your screen with us so we can actually see Steemit, and then you've got some points you want to bring up to share with us. Go ahead and do that now. And
right.
As you're doing that, we'll get Steemit, be able to look at some of the features that are available. I think you've got some ideas as well as some real practical principles here. And if someone wants to reach you on Steemit, we can mention this here. What is your name on Steemit?
Can find me by the username Kevin Wong. It's KEVIN WONG.
Very good. And of course, we just put the @ sign in front of that for those that are just beginning with Steemit, might not know, and it's treated as one name, all lowercase. So what screen are we looking at right now, Kevin?
We are looking at the trending page for Steemit, where you will find the highest paying posts of the day.
Looks like I fully enjoyed this moment. Looked like about $628 there. Someone has already generated that much money for that, which was posted yesterday, I see.
Yeah, yesterday. And if you see like this blue dot, this blue icon over here, it means I voted for it.
So that's an upvote that you gave it. What do you mean by an upvote? What is that?
Upvote is a way where how Steemit works is they have a daily distribution of Steem. And this distribution is sort of like regulated by our votes, your votes, my votes, and anyone else who's on the Steem network.
It's a way for you to actually give them some money. And that money, now, does that take money from me if I upvote you, or where does that money come from?
Oh, the money comes from, there's a daily reward pool that comes out from the Steem blockchain every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit like Bitcoin, where there's new currency coming in for every block. So for Steem, it's the same. So let's say if I upvote your post, I'm not actually giving you money, but it's the daily reward pool is being allocated to your post.
So it's a daily report. Now, does that mean, well, then I can go out and give everyone $1,000 today, everyone that I see on Steemit? Could I do that?
You can do that, but if only if you power up. There's this thing called Steem Power, where if you have more Steem Power, you'll be able to allocate more of the daily chunk to that someone that you are voting. So it all really depends on the Steem Power that you have.
Okay, very good. So that Steem Power is important. Those of you who are getting started with Steem and working with Steemit, remember the Steem Power is good. Think of it kind of like how much stock you might have in a company. So as you're getting started, you might want to have that. And Kevin, I see you brought up the Steem Power. That looks good. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Steem Power, as you see here, is they call it influence tokens, which gives you more control over post payouts and allow you to earn more curation rewards. Curation reward is basically voting. You actually earn money from voting anything on the network, but you are incentivized to vote on things that you think will become popular before it becomes popular. So it's sort of like incentivizing you to vote on something that hasn't caught up yet.
Yes, that makes sense. So you're able to do it. I notice you have, looks like quite a bit there, $143,342. Is that correct in Steem?
That's Steem Power.
Yeah, in Steem.
That's the amount of Steem Power that I have.
Yeah, so that's quite a bit. Now, if you don't mind, could we give an example of how that is? I was wondering, I'm just thinking this, if you were to go over and upvote one of my posts, we could see what that is, but that's only if you feel comfortable doing that.
Oh yeah, of course I'm comfortable. Okay. You're a great writer, man.
So show us what you're doing. Tell us what you're doing. You just went in the upper left corner and tell us what you did there.
Oh, upper left here, I just typed, you see the way the website is structured is steemit.com/. You include the, what do you call this? This sign?
The @ sign.
The @ sign. And then you include the username where, and I know yours is Terry Brock. So this is right.
And you're pulling it up as it exists right now. That is current information. I see the posts that I put in there. So like, for instance, if you saw that one called the Go Giver Leader, and if you said, boy, I certainly like that. I really enjoy that just enormously. I feel the tingling all up and down my spine because of what Terry has done there. And you wanted to upvote that. Talk to us about what's involved in upvoting.
Come again? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Or tell us what would be involved in upvoting. What do you need to do, and walk us through the process of that?
Oh, what? Usually I'll just read through a post, and wow, you actually got this formatting over here. Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, not many people know how to do this. It's actually something that I think most people who try to write posts over in Steemit should try to do, to have the text wrap over the image.
Yeah, what Kevin is talking about, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching this. Notice the pictures that I have there. One is to the left, another is to the right, and then there's also a GIF that's playing that's in the center. And we've got those three positioned carefully that way, so it makes it more visually attractive. Notice that the text flows around the picture that's on the right, where I have a still picture there of Bob Berg, the person I was interviewing in this particular interview. And so that's a code that you put in with HTML. And it's one of those things I sat down, looked at it, figured out how to do it. And I would encourage you to figure out little nuances like that. But thank you very much for mentioning that, Kevin.
Yeah, it's nice because I think one of the most important things to do for a Steemit post or any blogs is to divide up your text with images. So I think this is a good format. Really good
well, thank you. And so now we were talking about the upvotes. If you look at that and you go, hey, I like this, I want to upvote Terry, how would you do it? And tell us what you're doing as you do it.
All right, I'll head over to the upvote button. Yeah, if you see this, like the payout amount, and there's an upvote button beside it. And if you are a new user, you wouldn't see this slider. You will, if you are a new user, you'll be upvoting 100% every time. But once you are past a certain threshold for Steem Power, you will start to have this slider to control your voting.
And how would you determine, is it 100% or maybe only a 1% in there? Is that, how do you determine that yourself?
If I really like the post, I'll give 100% right away.
Okay.
And yeah, like just a couple of percent is, it depends. Like if the post is already popular and I want to give some tips to the author itself, I'll just give a few percent.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. So it's kind of like this is why you want to produce good quality content. If it wasn't really good content, then first of all, you probably wouldn't even upvote it. But if it's good, but it's not quite as good, you would adjust it somewhere between 1% and 100%, maybe 10% or 5 or 10, 25%, whatever. But if you say, hey, I really, really like this one, then you give it 100%. And then what do you do to make it I see you're on the 100% right now. What would you need to do to make that happen?
I can just slide it over to 100% and just click on the upvote again. And it will take a couple of seconds to
And we see we're at 3170 right now. And after that, we went up to, oh my goodness, look at that, I went up to 4474.
Yep, that's right.
Good. Thank you so much, Kevin. I greatly appreciate that. And ladies and gentlemen, notice what just happened there. We went from 31 to 44. That is a strong recommendation. That's because Kevin at 100% has a lot of power, a lot of Steem power that he has used, and he's earned that by producing good quality content. A round of applause for Kevin. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. No problem. I hope you publish the code for this because not many people know about this wraparound.
Yeah, that's an important thing that we want to get to as we're going through our tips here. That'll be a tip that we want to get to a little bit later because I know you've got 3 tips that you wanted to share, and we've actually got a little bit more here since we got you here with us all the way from KL, Malaysia. But tell us, what are the 3 tips that you would want to share with folks that are joining us?
Okay, I actually wrote this down. I'll show the first one.
Yeah, there we go.
And I think it's one of the most important for me. Because when I came in to write on Steemit, when I came in, I was actually complaining about some hack that happened to Ethereum. You heard about Ethereum?
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was a hack back then, and I was ranting over on Steemit, and it seems like some of the early adopters like that article and they upvoted it. So since then, I've been trying out many different kinds of posts. It's actually more to just satisfy having the freedom to express myself.
Very good. Well, I like what you're doing. Is there any particular genre that you write about that you find that is important? I know you are involved heavily in the music industry, helping people in many areas of music and putting on concerts there in KL. What is it that you write about when you're on Steemit? I
mainly write about cryptos nowadays because I got very interested in the industry, in the blockchain industry, and sometimes I write about. Most of the times I write about technology, and sometimes I write about art. So I have a good mix of both.
Oh, very good. Well, you're doing a great job. I enjoy your material, and it's good. So first rule here, set no rules, explore and enjoy the writing and communicating. What's the second rule and tip that you have found very helpful?
Second tip that I have, let me just scroll down over here. Okay, this is also one of the important ones for me because when I came into Steemit last year, I saw the potential I saw the long-term potential in building up, in accumulating more Steem power, because the more you have, the more you are able to influence the network. So in a way, like if you like that article, you can upvote it and put it up on trending, like help it put it up on trending so it gets more attention. So in a way, I've actually cashed out very little from whatever I've earned over here, and I've just put it over to Steem Power to keep on influencing the network in my little own ways. So yeah, if you want to have like passive earnings on the Steem network, I think anyone should accumulate Steem Power and just start voting, because the more you have, the more curation rewards you will get.
Yes, and I understand there's another way you can get Steem Power as well. I've talked to people, and you and I know some people who have actually made contribution. They put in cash into Steem. Talk to us a little bit about that option and what's involved with it.
Yeah, I did a bit of that as well last year when Steem was about $3. It's about $1 now. Back when it was $3, I actually shifted most of my ethers from the Ethereum network over to Steem, and just to build up more Steem Power and have more curation rewards. So I think anyone who wants to buy instead of trying to earn from the network, I think I mean the cryptocurrency industry is very volatile, so I think it's best to invest whatever you can afford to lose. Like, I mean, that's just common sense for anyone.
That makes a lot of sense, Kevin, and we highly recommend that. That don't invest any more than you could lose. It is going to be volatile. It's going to go up. It will go down. And so this is not something we're guaranteed. Do not sell the farm and put all the earnings you have into cryptocurrency, Steemit or other. But now you mentioned something, Kevin, that's very important that I really like about Steemit. I'd like you to explain a little bit more on that, curation rewards. Unlike on Facebook, where you can you don't get paid at all when you give a like to someone, or you say, hey, I'm going to share this. You don't get any money for that. On Steemit, you get money when you upvote, or you're sending money to the people that you have upvoted. But you get money from curation. When you curate someone and you say, hey, I'm going to upvote them for whatever it would be, how is it that you make money on curation from that?
Okay. Okay, it's essentially when you vote on Steemit, you will actually get a slice of the entire curation reward pool, because there's a reward pool for each post. So the earlier you vote, the more chunk you will get out of the curation reward. So I think one of the best rules to maximize your voting rewards is to wait for about 20 to 30 minutes after a new post. That means the post needs to be about 20 to 30 minutes old. And if it's the payout is near zero, it's actually one of the best times to vote and to gain more curation rewards.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, then let me ask you this. So you were saying when we started to post, we have the option there to promote. We have the option to upvote ourselves. Would you recommend that we do not upvote ourselves initially, or do we wait 30 minutes? What are your recommendations on that when we're making a post?
For me, I only make like a maximum of one post a day. Upvoting yourself is okay because you get to keep all the curation rewards. Okay, because so you are curating yourself.
Are you saying that we would upvote ourselves as we are publishing? I mean, before we hit the post, we actually click on the upvote ourselves?
Yes, I actually recommend that for if you don't post all that often, and yeah, I think it's perfectly fine to do that. But some other community members have different opinions about it. But I think it's perfectly fine because it's your vote, it's your own vote.
Okay, then what would we do once I've upvoted myself and now I click on post and it's there? It's on Steemit, my post is there. What do I do then within 30 minutes that would make a difference?
What will you do within that 30 minutes? If you are a new user, I would recommend sharing it over in Facebook. Facebook, we have a few Steemit groups over there where you can share. Okay. And there's this chat platform which is separate from Steemit, which is called Steemit.chat.
Yeah, matter of fact, could you show us Steemit Chat right now? I think you can bounce over to the Steemit tab you have and show us where that is and how we get to it.
All right.
I think you're there right now, matter of fact. How do we get there if we're in main Steem?
Steemit Chat.
Yeah. So you type in Steemit Chat.
Steemit.chat, yeah.
Steemit.chat.
Yep.
And as it pulls up there,
It's taking.
Slowly, and there we go. Now we see all the people that you have tied to, which are quite a few folks, one of which is Terry Brock.
Yeah, Terry Brock. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, you're over here.
There we are.
And I'm actually in like a few million channels away. Sometimes
You have a lot of friends, Kevin.
Yeah, I actually communicate a lot over in Steemit Chat because Steemit platform itself doesn't have a chat feature yet. They might have in the future. I don't know. But so far I've been using Steemit Chat. And as you can see over here, I would.
Yeah, it looks like a lot there, and this is good. And there we are. I see the one with you and me. There's your picture that you sent over to me.
Okay, there's a channel over here called Post Promotion.
Post-promo.
Yeah, Post Promotion.
Okay.
There are a few rooms over here. There's a few here like Canopy, Post Promotion, anything goes. Some are regulated, some are not regulated, but you can share your links over there.
So you're saying that would be a good place to go as soon as you post it within 30 minutes to tell people, hey, I just put a post out about X, and we'd appreciate you take a look at it. Please upvote me within the 30 minutes or something like that, correct?
Yeah, or you can just share your link over here. But what I find works well is the Facebook group called I Love Steemit. There's a Facebook group called I Love Steemit. So I think that channel is actually pretty good to share your posts.
Okay. Get that. Those of you that are watching this, make sure you make a note of that. On Facebook, there's a group called I Love Steemit, and you want to look at that, see them, look into joining it.
Yeah, and within the 30 minutes, another way to sort of like give a better chance for your post to get noticed is to stand by for at least 30 minutes to an hour after you posted something to respond to anyone who comments on your post, because any activity in your post will sort of like push it up over in will push up your post in the hot tab over here.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you reply and it will trigger, it will be sort of like measured as some kind of activity. It will go up the list a little bit over in hot.
Would that be because more people are checking what's hot? They're clicking on that word hot, we see in the upper left corner right now. And that's where a lot of activity goes on. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a mixture of payout and the comments that are happening over here.
Oh, that's good. And we can see the dollar sign. Nice thing about Steemit, there's no secrets. You can see the dollars that it is generated. And I found, by the way, that seems to be pretty good research as well. Tell me if that helps you, Kevin. I found that if I look at a post that has generated a little bit of money, that's good to know. But if I see a post that's generating a lot, might be good to think about why. And if I could write something within that same genre or using those same kind of ideas. Is that something that you have done?
Yeah, that's something that I've done. Not content-wise, but I look more at formatting. Because what I noticed that probably about 40 to 50% of posts that usually get voted well, they have really good formatting.
Very good. Well, Kevin, this is just a wealth of information. Well, we've got the 2 points that you've made so far. What would be your third point that you want to share with us as we look at tips on Steemit?
Okay, let me head over to the third one. Yep, treat yourself as a co-owner because there's no Steem is sort of like an inverted Facebook where there is no Facebook, but everybody is actually the co-owner by having Steem Power. So yeah, if you treat yourself as a co-owner, you can, your the post doesn't have to be just about art and technology and whatever other contents, but you can actually write a post to give ideas on how to improve the platform itself. So
that is a very good point. In other words, you're taking ownership of it. You're saying, okay, this is something that I really like. I feel like I'm not just visiting, not just using it, I'm contributing to this community, and I want to make the community better. That be correct?
Yeah, that's right. And there are plenty of initiatives coming out. There's one I actually would like to recommend. It's called Sandbox.
And how do we get to Sandbox?
It's steemit.com/@SNDBOX.
And notice it's spelled a little differently. Everyone watching that, it's SNDBOX. And they left out the A on that. And that is a place where, what happens there in Sandbox?
It's a Steemit incubator for creatives and entrepreneurs. They are trying out different stuff. It's like sort of like giving you coaching and mentorship over how to create good content.
Ah, very good.
And these guys are actually the ones who created they came out with they actually built a Steem Park over in New York. It's a park entirely funded by Steem Votes.
A Steem Park in New York. I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, they I think it's actually a good bridge between like a bridge between the physical and virtual communities. So these guys, they are trying to do something about that.
Wow, Kevin, this is just a wealth of information. What you're showing us here and giving us is very, very powerful. We greatly appreciate that and look forward to connecting with you more. So again, if anyone wants to reach Kevin, Kevin, would you tell us what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me is over in Steemit.chat, and this window is open all the time from whenever I'm home, so I will reply. So
Steemit.chat, and your address or handle. By the way, what do we call it? Is it your moniker, your handle, your name? What does Steemit refer to that name?
I usually just call it username.
Username. Okay, so your Steemit username. Again, spell that for us for those that are joining us so they make sure they get it right.
Okay, you can find me at Kevin. At Kevin Wong. It's both the same on steemit.com and steemit.chat.
Very good. Notice, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that's one word, all lowercase, Kevin Wong with the @ in front of it. All right. And Kevin, we can go ahead right now and stop sharing your screen, and then that'll change the position we have here. We're using Zoom now to put this together. At the top of your screen, you should see the stop share. There we go.
All right.
On back there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make adjustments here, and we'll put that together so we can do it. I'm going to pop back here to speaker view, and there we go. So I'm Terry Brock. Those of you joining us, this has been a joy to share it with you, and Kevin has just done an outstanding job. Coming to us from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, or KL, as it's often referred to. Great place and a great man. And Kevin, we might have to have you back and do some more of this later. Would you be open to that?
Yeah, sure, Terry. I actually had fun like during this interview. I rarely do this, and you really made me talk, because I don't usually talk all that much.
Oh, well, you're doing very well, sir. We appreciate it. And we also appreciate you doing this late at night, because it's now, as we're recording this, it is 8:46 here in the United States in the Eastern time zone, and over in Orlando, Florida. And for you, it is 8:46 p.m. So you're there. And so we'll wish you a very good evening, Kevin, however you want to end that. And any final words before we let you go?
Any final words? Well, on Steemit, if you are, I think the best way to wrap up Steemit is, just use it as a self-development blog. I think that's the best way to put it for me. So,
I like that, a self-development blog. Well, on behalf of Kevin Wong, I'm Terry Brock, and we want to thank you for joining us on this Steemit Tips and Tricks. We'll look forward to hearing from you. And if you want to reach me, I'm very easy to reach on Steemit also, at Terry Brock. As one word, that's Terry, and Brock is spelled the right way, B-R-O-C-K. So, at Terry Brock, one word, no spaces in there. Thank you very much for joining us today.